It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. Tell them, Canada Dry.
Another night where I don't have a date. What the hell? No, that's not it. It's time for G-A-G. It's Dynamite After Dark, baby. Whoa.
Hit the intro.
Anything goes. It's Dynamite After Dark.
Kaboom, everybody. What is going on? Before we get started, I wanted to give a shout out to one of my friends. She is not feeling good. Megan, what's up, girl? How you doing? I am, of course, the JFP, James from Boston.
And I am the Green Lantern of Section 30798. And I'm that gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. I'm Canada Dry, damn it.
Canada Dry. Of course, we are a trios, which means three. And in order to be three, you got to have a third wheel. He's not really a third wheel. He is a third host. Ladies and gentlemen, Trey J Styles.
I know. Like, I kind of felt if I was a part of the car, I'd be the head gasket. I'll be the head gasket. Like, yeah. if the head gasket blows, the car's shot. Like, that's you right. Just. But
lucky for you, we got another head gasket right down there in the corner.
You guys got my tag partner, who y'all won't let me be my tag partner. Like my faction mate, my homie, my very good friend, and the only person who I would advocate for as much as I do for Bree Mode, Rich Southwood.
Rich Southwood.
Hello all. Good evening, gentlemen.
I will allow you to wear that hat because I am a Chicago Cubs fan, but
thank you.
You're welcome.
Before we get going here, Rich Southwood, do you have a prepared statement after this fiasco of the pyramid incident?
All week long, all I've been trying to do is recover and get ready for Revolution and Blood and Guts. And I've heard my name slandered about within the chats. Nonstop, I say.
Yeah.
So, yes, I am here to set the record straight. Canada Dry almost demanded a statement from my lawyer. Well, I'm here to tell you it's not necessary, Canada Dry. Things went a little bit overtime today after court session. Everything has been solved. I've now been formally released to be able to talk about the situation.
All right.
Okay.
Lay it on us.
Okay. So, let's start this out by saying, remember, I was also a customer. I had the very first model. Now, I overinflated my performance of my model because I was promised additional sales if I brought new customers, of course. Yeah. And I was assured that the bugs would be fixed, that this was a first-generation problem only, and within the first patchwork, it was all going to be updated. I said, okay. And then I heard that about 5 more times, and by that time, orders had started shipping out.
Ugh.
I want to say that also, I was only part ownership. I didn't have full ownership. Now, because of pending SEC legal investigations, I can't speak as to who the co-conspirators were. That I actually
was part of this.
No. I can tell you that it runs deep. It runs very deep.
It goes to the very top, if I'm not mistaken.
It goes so dirty deep, it goes right to the top. Like transportation. But, so I will say this. As an official statement from your Perfection King, I'm sorry for any dishonesty that was caused on my part. And I'm sorry if anyone felt used or that they couldn't trust me. As you can see here, I love AFW.
Yeah.
There's no other place that I like to think that I'm better than everyone else at. Okay.
Okay, so to wrap this up, you can answer this question for us. Is it Sabre or Sabre?
It depends on where you live.
You got to give us your mod. You got to give us the answer to that one.
Where I'm at, it's Sabre.
Sabre. Oh, all right.
It's where you live. Yeah, pinkies up. So I hope that puts anything to rest. Canada Dry, are you satisfied?
I am satisfied. Of course, we have our new sponsor.
Oh, of course we do.
Backshaves.com.
Backshaves.com.
Go to the website, backshaves.com. You can sign up for different tiers of service. Pretty much everybody comes out to you and gives you a nice, clean, close shave on your back. They'll detail it. They'll do stripes and some designs.
Now, which tier are you on? Would you be on the cheapskate tier, JP?
I am on the cheapskate tier as of right now. As I do more work in film and television, I will jump up to the elite, if you will, the elite.
You know what? When the elite come out, if you ask them, they'll do your toe knuckles for you.
Oh, that's good. That's good to know. So let's get to the whole rigmarole, the shebang, if you will.
Shebang, shaboom, shaboodle.
Yeah, this was holy Christopher Columbus. This was an absolutely amazing show. And we start off right off the bat with the All Atlantic Championship match between Orange Cassidy and Wheeler Yuta. Here are a couple of my notes. Bobby Fish was cited in the preview package in the intro. So before we get started, since we saw Bobby Fish, I think it's time for a Bobby Fish joke.
Was he actually in the intro?
He was. Yeah, he was
there.
Yeah, they were showing a little bit of him. So I think we should do a Bobby Fish joke of the week. Hit it, interns. Lay it on, Trey J. Lay it on us.
Well, I want you guys to understand that, first of all, our hearts go out to the people of East Palestine, Ohio. Not only were they victims of a train derailment, but apparently they were visited by an orange alien earlier. So we need to definitely be careful and hope and pray for them. But we do have a list of the chemicals, because if you guys remember, certain regulations were rolled back a few years ago. Certain train brakes were supposed to be on there, but of course they were deregulated. And so those train brakes didn't get added on because they may have cost $5 extra.
Yep.
But the EPA was on site and they were able to give us a list of the chemicals that were in the train.
Yeah.
Yep. The first one is vinyl chloride.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, that's definitely not good. Butyl acrylate.
Yeah.
I love butyl acrylate.
Everybody loves butyl acrylate. Like, I don't even know why that's considered a chemical.
Yeah, and we love it.
It's got the word "butt" in it.
Yeah.
What?
Ethylene glycol.
Yeah.
Isobutylene.
Yeah.
And ethyl hexyl acrylate.
Give me some of that hexyl.
Gotta have some of that hexyl. We found out that these chemicals, when they are combined together, they make a unsuper soldier serum. Yep. It's like the opposite of what made Captain America. It's like if you take a really big and buff guy and you shrink him down to like a real skinny, talentless, waste of space, Albany, New Yorker. And we found out that the test subject for this particular chemical was and if I have to check my notes because
You want to be thorough.
I put it in a composition notebook. Okay,
I like it.
When's the last time you did a composition notebook?
I like it.
Exactly.
I like it.
Apparently, these chemicals were first tested on a fish. Robert Anthony Fish was the person that these were used on before. So, if you guys see this Robert Anthony Fish, just understand that at one point in time, he was probably a very large, hulking, talentful mass, but these chemicals were used on him to make him the Bobby Fish that we know today.
Yeah.
That was one long ass Bobby Fish.
Damn right. Damn right it is.
It was perfect. That Bobby Fish joke of the week brought to you by backshaves.com. Backshaves.com. Get your back shaved at backshaves.com. Here are some of my notes from the first match. Wheeler is about as much of a bully that I am a Nobel Prize winning chemist. Wheeler doesn't shake hands. Great back and forth. Yam bag kick when you steal stuff. When you steal someone else's move, you're going to get kicked in the yam bags. Why is Claudio there? It didn't make sense. Wheeler all over Orange through most of the match. Hugs end with headbutts. I'm going to remember that because the next person that gives me a hug is going to get completely headbutted.
That's going to be a surprise.
Yeah, right in the noggin. And then they're going to, they spit fighting, including spitting a piece of gum onto the forehead of Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy wants to hug it out, bitches. It's not going to happen. Claudio comes out and then snaps his fingers and points, and Wheeler Yuta just follows orders. So, Canada Dry, your thoughts on the first match of the night?
I thought it was a great match. I thought both men showed what they can do.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I hope that end where he kicked out twice at the beach break and the orange punch. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That was great. I love seeing that every once in a while, kicking out twice of the finishers. You can't do it over too much, but this felt well timed and well placed.
Yeah.
I so hope that Wheeler and the BCC turned heels because they weren't likable as faces. So just make them hated.
Yeah. It's happening as we speak right now. They're in a secret conference room with Tony Khan, who, by the way, listens to this show. And we'll address Tony Khan in a few minutes. But Trey J. Styles, what were your thoughts on the first match of the night?
Well, it was a really good choice. It's not what I would have picked, of course, by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah. But there was a lot to like about this. These were two guys that have some good AEW history. This was like had some throwback moments, definitely some new things. But I gotta agree with you, JFB. Asian Bobby Fish is not a bully.
It's not that bad. Come on.
No. But it's not even that he's that bad. It's just the fact that as a human being, he is a contradiction. You are the ROH pure champion and you're not shaking hands. Like, come on now.
That was classless.
That was,
but I think that's
and I get
they got to be turning heels if they're not shaking hands.
Right. I get the fact that they're shaking hands, but it's just like, he comes across very pouty. Like, that's a sassy man right now.
I don't disagree with you, by the way.
I know. Like, I'm really on point today. but I do feel like that, given the circumstances and the fact that there were 3 actual title holders in this entire segment, like, Orange Cassidy is the only one whose title reign I want to see continue out of the 3 of them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. Rich Southwood. Good Lord. Rich Southwood. What are your thoughts on the first match?
I thought it was an outstanding match. I enjoyed it. Like, I love Orange Cassidy. I like the disposition of the former student versus him. Yeah. I think Claudio came out the first time because it looked like maybe Wheeler had some hesitancy in him and he was trying to keep him steadfast on the path, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't. I enjoy it, but I think I'm done. Like, I only need this one match. I don't need any more between the two. Like, this was the good story. There was a great match. I want it to be like kind of squashed, and I hope that it doesn't continue on between BCC and like best friends and all that, because I think that's kind of like a fruitless feud. But the match itself tonight, standalone, fantastic. The story that was told tonight, outstanding.
Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head. Yeah, this doesn't need to be any more than just a one and done. Nobody wants to see a BCC versus best friends feud because I mean, honestly, that's a good way to take a nap. That's nap time to me if that happens. All right, so we go backstage with Renee. She is with Paige and Uno. Do we see a possible rift happening between the Dark Order and Hangman Page? I'm going to go with Trey J Styles first. Do we see dissension in the ranks?
Absolutely not. I think this is really something that I think has been just beyond overdue between them. Page has pretty much created dissension between himself and the Dark Order for years now. Yeah. And you know, it's kind of like I think in a way he tries to come across as like the protective big brother that doesn't want his siblings to get hurt. But Paige is so douchey about everything that he just fails miserably about it, and he becomes very irritated. And it's about time that, you know, when you think about the Dark Order as a whole, the Dark Order has probably won more tag team matches in the last 6 to 8 months than anybody else. But the problem is they haven't been on Dynamite, then they haven't really been on Rampage. They've been pretty much mainstays on Elevation and Dark. And so you're seeing them pick up win after win after win after win, but you're not getting that legitimacy. And I think this did a lot to kind of push that legitimacy.
Yeah, absolutely. Rich Southwood, your thoughts?
Agree 100%. Like, it's an ongoing issue, and I hope that, like, I'm intrigued to see where it's going to go from here. But Hangman has been douchey about it the entire way. Like, they've been nothing. They even gave him back. They gave him his space and everything else. So I think it's time for and the way it ties into like the main event and everything else, like, it really chef's kiss.
Yeah, absolutely. Canada Dry, your thoughts on the segment?
I missed the mask from last week. The steel teeth on Evil Uno looks so cool.
Yeah.
That mask was tight. I was a little disappointed that he didn't wear it because I think they might have known it was going to get ripped.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what that other mask was sick. But I would say that, you know, I think that this is good. You got to have that tension.
Yeah.
But will Hangman Page ever join them? Officially, no, he will never join them.
Yeah, never. So we cut to the ring. Here comes Ricky Starks with what looks like a contract in his suit pocket. The suit looks like somebody vomited on it. Somewhere there is a pimp Hulk that's missing his jacket and pants. We have an open contract. Here comes Jericho with a spike suit. I'm telling you right now, I only own one suit because I'm shorts and t-shirts pretty much 365 days out of the year. But in the event that I get invited to a wedding, which doesn't happen often and for good reason, I am going to put spikes on my dress suit. That's all I'm going to say. We don't deserve Jericho.
Can you sit in a spike suit?
I'm going to make it work. The chair might stick to me, and I might be walking with the chair, but it's going to happen.
I'll be seeing Fozzy in about a month. So
what if you just sat in a stool?
Pillows.
That's the way to go.
Big pillows.
Ooh.
So Jericho says. Yeah, so Jericho says, hey, the open contract, you know what's going to happen. Sure enough, Peter Avalon shows up, which was a good way, the lead into what eventually was going to happen. The eventual happening is we are officially getting Chris Jericho with no Jericho Appreciation Society versus Ricky Starks at Revolution. Rich Southwood, you go first. Your thoughts on the Starks promo and the shenanigans.
Yeah, so this reminded me of being a little boy on Saturday morning, getting my bowl of Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah.
And heading to the old TV and watching a good old episode of Looney Tunes, because this was straight a Bugs Bunny move to Elmer Fudd, like right out the gate. That's exactly what this was. I love the sly smile at the end after he took it and everything to the camera. They like the engineering of it all, like the production was great about that. I thought they caught it perfectly.
Yeah.
So that was really great. That was like the standout moment for me. But yeah, they were both great on the mic, and I think that Starks actually sounded better tonight than he has kind of previously. He's starting to kind of maybe get his mojo back a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he maybe faltered, and he's kind of getting his steady back. So I'm excited to see that too. But I enjoyed it. I thought it moved everything forward real nice, and I'm glad to see that it's finally official for Revolution.
Yeah, absolutely. Canada Dry, your thoughts on the Ricky Starks promo?
You know what the funny thing is? I didn't even know that was a thing, and I still popped because I knew it was a thing of his from the past that I just didn't know about.
That alone, Jericho wanted to know, do I still have it? And he's like, he wants to test it. He wants to test that he still has it. Yeah. So every once in a while, you'll see him do these little things.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was beautiful.
Yeah.
I loved it. I love that Ricky Starks isn't trying. Seems like he's took our advice and isn't trying to be rock light.
Yeah, exactly.
He seemed more himself in this segment.
Yeah,
and I like that. So it was great. I loved the little smile at the end. I did love seeing Peter Avalon get the juice effect. Give him another one.
You should have hit him again when he was going back up the ramp.
It would have only been better if it was Serpentico.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I had a pen nearby. I'm like, sweet, there's a pen here.
And it's a clicky pen.
Yeah, and it's a clicky pen. It has to be a clicky pen. You can't just take the cap off.
That's vital.
That's a weak ass shit right there.
Like...
Trey J, your thoughts on the Ricky Starks promo segment?
I'm really glad about this. Ricky Starks is really starting to come into his own, but I feel like my fear is, okay, he's already faced MJF and lost.
Yeah.
He's beaten Jericho, but what's actually next? I mean, beating Jericho, the Ocho, almost says the next person you have to face is Claudio.
Yeah.
And it really makes you question. It's like, because that's really kind of the next thing now. It's like, now that we got this in stone, it's like we got to start looking at Ricky Starks' next move.
Yeah.
Him versus Claudio, or even him versus Wheeler,
yeah.
You know, he kind of has to win that next feud.
Yeah.
And if they're really going to commit to him, they really got to figure out how to get a title on him from one of the non-face champions.
Yeah.
Of course, with the BCC going, possibly making a turn, this could present a great opportunity. But as far as the segment, I mean, the Peter Avalon catching the Judas effect was definitely my favorite part. Jericho proves once again he's Canada's greatest export.
Yeah.
And I mean, he honestly, I'm waiting for the day that he just, ditches all the silly nicknames and just calls himself God's gift to wrestling.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah. So we get a hype video for the Battle Royal, Tag Team Battle Royale. We'll skip that really quick. Go to our second match. We've gotten a lot of stuff before we even got to match number 2. But match number 2 was Lee Moriarty and Big Bill versus The Acclaim. Here are my notes. Great fucking rap. That was probably the best rap he's had ever. Acclaim get better each and every week and each and every match. Bill scissors himself and then achieves orgasm. I didn't know if that was possible, but he did. Guns are ringside. They go after Dad. I love the arrival and the mic drop combo. That's the one that they should be doing all the time. It just rocks. And then at the end of the match, Shivani shows up, and we'll get into that. So the second match of the night, Canada Dry. What are your thoughts?
The Mr. Jeremy Isaac said that Big Bill was doing Sesame Taker.
Yeah.
Sesame Taker is what it was. And you got the you got this match. It was entertaining. It was entertaining, but it was just a little to build up the rivalry. Pretty much. I need Big Bill to be kind of doing a little more.
Yeah.
You can't be taking the fall. Someone else could have taken this fall.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Trey J, your thoughts?
We need to be done with the farm at this point. Like, everybody in it is being wasted.
Yeah.
The Guns are not even associated anymore. Stokely.
And in it no more.
Yeah. It's like it has very strong Pinnacle vibes.
Yeah.
Like, if the Guns were still involved, then we wouldn't have the need for a second tag team.
Yeah.
And I think stuff like this bugs me, because this is a perfectly reasonable time to give them a win, and they didn't. Like, everything storyline says they should have won this.
Yeah.
The Guns coming out attacking Billy, all this. The fact that they're already in the match and it's pretty much ironclad because it's their rematch, it sets up so many things. And we could have actually gotten some believability with Bill and Lee beating the Acclaim now and then winning
Did
the
you
Casino
pick Bill
Battle
and Lee?
Royal. Huh?
Did you pick Bill and Lee?
No. Well, actually, I probably did. Yeah, I think I did actually. But yeah, it's just like, then if they would have turned around and won the Casino Battle Royale at Revolution and then gotten into the match, then that would have been something even better. Like, you would have had a good storyline, because now you have something with all four teams in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Rich Southwood, your thoughts?
Yeah, I already think I know who next week's fourth team is going to be, and it's a team that's already kind of involved. So I that's why I figure they didn't go that route this week with what kind of Trey J was going with.
Yeah.
It was a good match. I mean, everyone has fun and everyone loves the Acclaimed, right? So I mean, it was a serviceable match. Everyone looked pretty good. But I don't think it was anything to write home about. Like, I think out of all the matches tonight, it was probably one of the weaker ones.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So Tony Schiavone comes out on the ramp and he introduces Christian Cage. But by the time that Christian Cage comes out, Jungle Boy comes out of freaking nowhere, spares him. He kicks a little dirt on him. Jungle Boy's getting ready with the concerto. No, does not happen. He took too long and got one in the yam bags. Yam bag Yahtzee for waiting too long to do the concerto. Trey J, your thoughts on this beautiful Christian Cage segment?
I mean, it was definitely overbooked. Like, you didn't need this much.
Yeah.
I get that we are fast approaching Revolution, but we still got another good show. We don't need to go color for every situation. We don't need color to prove that, like, every time that this is a big feud. We've had the last year to prove this was a big feud. And the fact that people pop for it is reason enough to know that we're there. But it's like, stop giving away so much stuff on free TV. God, it's like this company's gonna go broke having to invest in a Red Cross.
Yeah. I think they get blood discounts. I think if you buy
a freaking bleeder card.
There you go.
Lord Southwood, your thoughts on the Schiavone thing?
Yeah, I mean, it took too long. It didn't need to be that long. As far as the color, I guess if that's what they want to do, fine. I mean, it diminishes it a little bit. I think, like, you could, with another show left, like Trey J said, I agree with him on that. But I'm ready to just see it happen.
Yeah.
Like, let's just get it over with. Like, it's been a year.
It has been a year.
Let's go.
Absolutely. Let's do it. All right. So we get a video package.
Hey, you're doing it to me again. What the hell?
Well,
on purpose.
I don't like that he even hesitated to begin with. Like, that shouldn't make sense storyline wise. Like, he shouldn't be struggling as a babyface whether or not this is right or wrong or not. Like,
you're going again, and I haven't even gone the first time.
I'm just saying, I was addending to the first one. It's called an addendum.
He's doing a little PS.
I yield the floor.
Good.
Canada Dry, your turn.
Jesus.
Oh, I get a turn.
You do. You get to add. You get to add your 2 cents. Your 2 minutes to this.
All right. I absolutely loved the fact that he was hesitant. It was, and they're going to mention this all through that pay-per-view during the match. It's going to be like, oh, does he have that killer instinct? Does he have it?
Yep.
And you know this is going to be a really good match at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So I don't mind the blood. You're getting to reestablish after so long. You need something. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But yeah, I like the segment.
Yeah, I thought it was a really decent segment. We get a video package with Wardlow and Joe. Yeah, we know it was basically the same rigmarole they've been doing, so we'll bypass that to go to our third match of the night. Saraya, the Invader versus Sky Blue.
Sky Blue.
Sky Blue. I'm waiting for the Sky Blue.
I didn't get a chance to do it this time. It was so quick. Like Canada Dry told me I had to go small, so I got the small pillow this time.
There we go. Some accuracy.
There you go. There you go. Now you good. You're happy. You got your accuracy.
Sky's here.
I'm not going Sky Blue. Sky Blue. There's a reason.
Like, and I got like pull my shirt in the back a little bit, so I got some like a little bit of something. Yeah, it's like this is. You know what? I talked to Dollywood and she loved my impression. And now I just feel like I've cheapened the whole thing because now I have this tiny pillow here and this is all Canada Dry's fault. And you know what, Canada Dry? This is on you. This is on you.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not even that happy with Sky Blue right now.
Yeah. Well, you should. You know what? You ruin it. You ruin it now. Now you can get man boobs for the rest of this segment.
This is why we can't have good
I will
things.
take this shit off. This
is why we don't get
a family show.
Damn.
All right, here's some of my notes.
All right, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. The reason why I'm not so impressed with Sky Blue is I've been trying to get her on the All Elevation Wrestling show.
That's true.
I was seeing her as someone who's kind of a star, starting a star on the rise.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, well, maybe she wouldn't cost $1,000. So
she might work for a Whopper.
She's not returning any of my messages. She's not answering my tweets. So
yeah.
Send her a picture of me. I heard she swings to a certain color scheme.
Oh, she is this true?
We'll find
we
out.
all know who her boyfriend is.
Oh, who's her boyfriend?
Dante Martin.
Oh,
I didn't know they were dating.
Yeah.
What? You know that for real? I thought you knew. My bad.
They've been dating for like a year now.
While.
Holy cow!
Like they were Instagram official around about the same time we found out that Jungle Boy was dating.
Yeah, that was right after that, actually.
Sky Blue the gig then.
All right.
Pretty much.
No. What got Sky the Blue was when she did so well in Dark when they were in Chicago, when CM Punk, the first time around, he popped so hard that Tony Khan signed her.
Wow.
Because she had such a hometown buzz in Chicago.
Well, they were dating.
And he knew that they were going to be there all the time.
Okay.
And he needed someone for the women's division.
Makes sense. All right, here's some of my notes from Saraya versus Sky Blue. Saraya comes in tow with Tony Storm. Sky Blue already in the ring isn't good. Love Saraya's mean streak. Sky in a stretch submission just looked painful as hell. Here's my only, and we'll get to the schmoz afterwards, but this match was under 8 minutes, and it is a shame that Tony Khan is not giving women nearly even close to half the time that everybody else is getting. So Tony Khan, I know you watch this. It's bullshit is what it is. Let's go to Rich Southwood. Your thoughts on the match, and we'll get to the schmoz after.
Okay. The match was pretty good. It was interesting that it was different placement in the show. Normally, it's like almost always the match right before the main event.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to see it towards the top of the hour, or no, it was like 3/4 of the first hour, right?
Yeah.
I think. But it was a pretty serviceable match all the way around. You can kind of tell that Saraya is like a pro in the business with how she delivers her kicks and her punches, especially in the corner. Like it looks real clean, looks TV clean. So that was good. It'll be good for the women to like learn from her and glean that information for their matches with each other going forward. But it was a pretty good match overall, and that submission looked gnarly. I was like, oh. I was just like, I want to crack every bone in my body now.
I felt paralyzed. I couldn't move after watching that.
It's like my sciatica. Oh,
Canada Dry, your thoughts on the third match, or the third match?
Yeah, I thought it was a serviceable match. Sky Blue looked good. Saraya looked good. I commend those comments there, Rich. I think those were nice little notices by you. I thought it was a decent match. They could, this match didn't need to be any longer though, JFB. It was a squash match. Like if it was too competitive, people you don't know who's going to win. I'd say give them 12 minutes.
Yeah, but it's the only women's match on the card. Period.
Yeah, but why do we want another 3 minutes of knowing Sky Blue's going to lose?
Because we could have had a chance of her being the ultimate underdog and have a couple near falls. She basically was not there. Saraya just mopped the floor with her, and it's I don't know. It's just me, I guess, but I thought it was a shame they didn't give credit to the girls.
Yeah, they could have easily made it a competitive match with maybe Sky, but maybe with Saraya against someone else.
Yeah,
that's the original loser, a little bit up there more, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Trey J, your thoughts on the third match?
So weirdly enough, like while you guys are talking about this being the only women's match, this was like the only women's segment on the whole show.
Yeah.
So I mean that is probably even a bigger shock than it only being one.
No, there's an interview in there later.
Huh?
Yeah, there's a interview with Hayter and Britt.
Yeah.
I think I missed that. Like it was like a blink and you miss it. Then I was watching, but that was it's interesting because and just as a kind of a wrestling purist, the idea of Toni Storm kind of getting some kicks in and stuff like that, it's kind of like, but did you have to? Like, it's almost like extra heel stuff, and it's like, Sky Blue's getting a little bit of an advantage. Toni Storm knocks her off the top rope, and it's kind of like I get it,
yeah,
but it just doesn't seem necessary. Like, this one was a hard one to. This was kind of hard to sit through. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, It wasn't a bad match, but it was kind of like it wasn't a showcase like it probably could have been.
Yep.
And you're really getting to the point that, like, and I don't want to go too far before we get to the smallest part, but it's like, are we really supposed to root for Ruby Soho right now? Like, I'm getting some real fence sitter vibes here.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like Ruby Soho is gonna challenge for the women's title, and if she wins, she'll defend AEW. If she loses, she's gonna join her old WWE buddies.
Yeah.
Okay, this counts as his backstage bit too.
Right. It's just, I don't know. This one's tough for me. I'm gonna reserve judgment until like probably after Revolution.
Yeah. I mean, the schmoz at the end was pretty simple. Britt and Hayter came out, cleared out the ring. And then Soho comes out, and without really siding with anybody, she just went like this, indicating she wants a title shot against Hayter, which we will eventually see at Revolution possibly. So, do we, I don't think we have to really talk too much about this.
Let's move on to the next.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. So we come back from commercial, and here comes Bryan Danielson. I'm going to give very minimal notes on this. He loves the crowd loves him. Talks about hate. A cup of hate is what he's drinking. MJF comes out. MJF gives probably one of the most brilliant promos. If you if you are not a wrestling fan and you had to show people about the drama and the story that goes into creating a show, this is what you show them, because that promo was unfreaking believable. And then they go at it and they fought in the ring, out of the ring. Security comes out. Backstage, Jerry Lynn, his cripple ass is coming out as well. Everybody is coming out to break these two apart. It was absolutely an amazing segment because it sold.
First?
Huh?
Can I go first?
Yeah, you can go first. Kendra, you go first.
Okay, so here's something very, very important. Let's say me and JFB are going to be doing a segment together against each other. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask JFB, what shirt are you wearing for this? What color is it?
Blue.
I'm wearing a blue shirt too. Like baby blue.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I won't wear that shirt then. Why did they not discuss this?
Yeah.
They knew that, like, you don't wear the same color shirt for the.
No.
And it just looked ridiculous when they were fighting each other. Just like, but it was a great promo. It was a great back and forth. That was it. My only complaint about that is you got to look at the little details.
Yeah, it's like it's like a school uniform for AEW. Trey J Styles, your thoughts on the Danielson MJF promo schmoz?
This promo gave a good reason why the two of them don't need to appear next week.
Yeah.
Like this right here was peak right here. This was peak feud. This was, this is, you remember when Impact used to do the Monsters Ball matches, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the guys would do like this huge, this really intense promo before they go get locked away for like X amount of days and then come out for the Monsters Ball match. And it's just like this is what that was for me. Like these two guys have had it with each other. They're done. They're ready to go. Like they've said everything that needs to be said. They've done everything that needs to be done. We need to see these guys just go at it.
Yeah.
And 100%. The match for an hour, neither one of them needs to bleed.
Yep.
Like seriously, like this is what we do. Like the two of them should fight for an hour, and it's just like this is what we need to see. We need to see like basically a technical masterpiece.
Yeah.
I don't trust that they're not going to bleed. I don't trust.
Oh, they're definitely going to bleed. I'm just saying they probably shouldn't. No,
they shouldn't.
Yeah. Okay. Lord Rich Southwood, your thoughts on the MJF and Danielson promo?
I thought that Danielson started out strong and set the tone well, and then MJF just came in and dropped a nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
Like it was masterful.
Yeah. And
I was just listening to him, and then the way he flows together with his ideas, how he transitions into everything. He needs to teach a promo class, but that's just you got that,
Yeah.
Like that's a gift.
Yeah.
And I can't. Huh?
You can't teach that. He wouldn't be able to teach that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you can get pointers, but man, it's just. I'm excited for the match, and I agree 100%. We do not need to see them until this match happens when you pay for it at Revolution.
Well, we will see them again.
You think so?
I hope not.
I don't trust them not to.
Yeah. Okay, so we go backstage with Tony Schiavone. He's with Hayter and Brett. Hayter does the majority of the promo, and she calls out Soho and Saraya. So for the Women's World Championship, we will have Jamie Hayter, Saraya, and Ruby Soho, which I can't complain. I'm stoked about it. I love it. So let's go to match number 4, and that's the Tag Team Battle Royale. Here is some of my notes because I didn't take notes until after there was a minimal amount of people in the ring. 2.0 having even entered the ring. Mark Briscoe comes out like a crazy man, goes right after Josh Woods. So I have a feeling we're going to see that either at Revolution or at the Ring of Honor pay-per-view. Danhausen, Kirsthausen, 2.0. They both got ejected out of the ring. The only assist that Singh's ever had in his entire life was saving Jeff Jarrett and saving Jay Lethal.
That's cold,
Cassidy-
JFB. That's cold. That's cold.
Yeah. And
You frosty.
I'm just saying. I'm a salty bitch. The only person more salty than me is the Dead Sea.
Fuck her up. I'm a salty bitch.
Danhausen really runs really funny. He looked like a penguin almost, if a penguin could run. And so Jay Lethal and Double J, Jeff Jarrett, are going to be at Revolution for the 4-way for the tag titles. So let's go with Trey J Styles. Trey J, you go first. Your thoughts?
I like it. AEW has a terrible track record of using certain talents, and they have been very consistent about using Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
And even though Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett have lost a lot of the big matches, they have maintained some significant credibility throughout all of this.
Yeah.
They don't do too much. They don't work too hard, but I mean, there's some legitimacy to what they do. They bring a lot to this match. And I think Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett have the capability to take this match from being something that would have been okay, but we would have forgot it within about 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Into something really great. There are going to be some great moments with them in there directing traffic. They don't have to be in the big spots.
Yeah.
But putting a guy, when you put Satnam Singh, and I gotta say, I probably didn't even believe this myself until recently, but you put Satnam Singh at ringside for anything, and he brings eyes to the product. He brings eyes to what's going to happen next. That guy, there's something about him. Like, he really is like a 1 in a billion type of fella.
Yeah.
And they need to get rid of Sanjay because he's like a chihuahua that hasn't been.
He cracks me up. He's so funny.
He's so frantic and manic. He's
I love it.
He's like a non-spayed pet.
That's going on a t-shirt. That is a unspayed, unneutered dog. Rich Southwood, your thoughts on the 4th match, the tag team battle royal?
Yeah, I predicted for them to win, so I felt I was very happy in my choice, and I am very confident of who's going to win next week too.
Yeah.
But it was good overall, and it's nice to see the story progression. But I agree with Trey J, like having Jarrett and Lethal in this 4-way to even help plan the match out. It's just going to make everything a lot more smooth in the transitional parts of the match, and it's really going to enhance everything with it being a 4-way, because it's going to be kind of a cluster anyways. It's that by nature when you got 8 men going at it, so I'm excited to watch it now. I think it's going to be a great match.
Yeah, absolutely. We get an amazing
again.
Yeah, I sent him a text message to tell him to do it on purpose this time. I'll take the blame for that one. That one.
Candy Dry, you go next. What was your thoughts on the 4th match?
No, I'm so fuming.
I love it.
Don't forget, I'm going to put you a note right by your desk. Don't forget the Canada. Or I'll just have to go first every time so you can't forget me.
Yeah, probably.
I love the little nuances of this battle royal. What is I can't read.
I absolutely love.
Like, seriously, every time you start and you love something, I'm just gonna put this sign up because you absolutely love it.
I absolutely love it, Jack.
And like when you do it, the number of times you do it, I'm gonna put a
tally marks.
We could have a proper digital tally up.
Yeah.
Every time I say absolutely love, if you want.
You do, because that's one of your lines. I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
You just absolutely love it. See?
Hey, if you got it, you might as well market it.
All right. So yeah, the nuance of this was catching Satnam Singh saving them like their ass 3 times.
Yeah.
And that was just cool. Then you got the Orange Cassidy doing it too. It's like, well, I can save too. That was cool. The little nuances like that. But yeah, it was definitely a fun battle royal, and I agree that the those guys are going to add so much, especially Double J. He can map this thing out.
Yeah.
You need that senior guy to map it out, to just kind of give that extra hickory smoked flavor, if you wait.
Yeah. Good analogy. And I mean, and the other thing too, Jay Lethal loves calling matches in the ring. He's one of the few guys that calls matches in the ring. So, I mean, those two guys are going to offer like a tremendous value. So we get a House of Black video package, which was really cool. They're going to meet with the Elite on Friday's Rampage. So I have a feeling the trios title will be up for grabs at Mayhem, and it will Revolution, and it will be House of Black versus the Elite. We get the all important, huge announcement from Tony Khan. Tony Khan comes out and says, "I want someone else to talk about the big news," and it's Adam Cole, baby. Adam Cole comes out and he talks about a new show in March that's will come on right after Dynamite. It's not Dynamite After Dark, not yet, but we're working with TK. But it actually is. we're like right here, right here. But he's going to make an in-ring return as well that same week. So, Rich Southwood, what were your thoughts on the announcement in Adam Cole?
Yeah, it's definitely not anything that I thought it was gonna be. I do remember them filing the patent for all access not that long ago. So then the name made at least I could put a product to the name now. But yeah, I'll be interested to watch it after Dynamite After Dark's over with.
Yeah, absolutely. Canada Dry, your thoughts?
To be honest, this announcement really worried me. Is anyone going to watch the show anymore if we got AEW All Access? So that really worried me. That was my first reaction, honestly.
Yeah.
It might screw us.
Yeah.
But but the Adam Cole thing, I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Good to see Adam Cole again.
Yeah, absolutely. We get a backstage celebration with JF Jarrett and Jay Lethal. The Guns come out asking them to take care of business. So, yeah, we're gonna get a little rigmarole, a little shenanigans, if you will, in the next week to try to thin the herd from a 4-way to maybe something else. So, let's go to our fifth match, and that is, of course, the main event. It is Jon Moxley versus Evil Uno. Here is my notes. Here comes Captain Blood. That's my new nickname for Moxley. I might call him Admiral Blood. I'm not sure.
Now that's got a ring to it.
Yeah.
That's got a ring to it.
Admiral Blood. That's going to be my new tag.
He seems more like a sailor type of guy anyways.
He does he not?
He seems like he'd be a pirate or something.
Yeah.
Seems like a salty bitch.
He's a salty bitch. The lover of underdogs in me really wants Uno to win. And for a while, it looked like we might get that upset. And it was going, I mean, Uno went right after him. Uno had a senton. And then he just, Moxley starts tearing at the mask. And then he gets cut. He gets color. And that man bled like a stuck pig. And we'll talk about the schmoz afterwards. But he just bled. I mean, it was just gushing out of his head, like through the mask. It was freaking cool and kind of gross at the same time. So let's go with Canada Dry. Your thoughts?
Oh, so you don't forget me? Is that why? Yeah. What are you, a cartoon villain or something?
Yes.
So this is interesting, right? Like you got Evil Uno, mask ripped,
yeah,
blood pouring out. Jon Moxley's got him in a chokehold. He chokes him out. Blood still pouring everywhere. He won't release.
Yeah.
If he's not a heel, I don't know what a heel is.
Yeah.
That's freaking evil.
Yeah.
That's bleeding. You won't let him go.
Yeah. That's some.
It's dark.
It's some dark shit right there. That's dark matter right there, baby. Let's go to Trey J. Trey J, your thoughts on the main event?
Okay, so we all know that this was like Moxley's like 100th win
Yeah.
in AEW, and it's like so the outcome of this was never in doubt because Moxley's like won he's lost like a total of 5 matches the whole time he's like been employed.
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone thought this really had some like outlaw mud show like vibe to it. Like I don't know. Moxley shouldn't have been taking this much punishment from Evil Uno. Like we have no reason to look at Evil Uno as a credible person. It's like Evil Uno should have got like the Sky Blue treatment in this match.
Yeah.
Like I looked at this match. I didn't even think this match would be
he got beat down afterwards worse than Sky Blue. So
definitely that. But I mean, like I looked at this match and I was like, this is no way this should be a main event. But
I agree.
But for 2, this match should not lasted over 8 minutes. Like there should have been more post-show stuff or post-match stuff than that. So I don't know. I wasn't a fan of this match. I for some reason I hate whenever Moxley goes against somebody who's masked from the Dark Order because all they do is end up like bleeding like a old grape or like an old fruit of some sort. Speaking of old fruit, though.
Yeah.
I was on TikTok for the first time ever in life. And I went to Starbucks because there was this TikTok drink called the Luffy from like One Piece.
Okay.
It is insanely delicious. It's like a pineapple passion fruit refresher with like 4 squirts of raspberry syrup, strawberry puree, and lemonade instead of water, blended with whipped cream on top. You guys have got to try it. Like if you haven't tried it yet, you're missing out, but it is completely worth it.
Hey, yo, drop that in the chat.
I got you.
In the LLO chat. I don't care about anybody else.
Yep. Lifestyle.
My liver and my pancreas and my diabetes just told you to go F off.
Mine did too, but it's like my diabetes, you take a day off. All right, buddy. I'm gonna try this. This one's for me.
Diabetes.
Let me tell you what the craziest part about this was.
I got that sugar.
I thought it was going to be the sweetest drink that I have had in years.
Yeah.
But it was very moderate.
Oh.
Seriously, like it was just like I really think that when you blend the whipped cream, it just gets like sucked up by the ice. But it was like so good. Like I really wanted to make sure I shared that with you guys because I love you so much. And I thought that you guys should share my happiness.
Hell yeah. Rich Southwood, what are your thoughts on the main event of the evening?
Yeah, so I have a completely different stance than my best friend Trey J Styles. I love this match. I thought this match was superbly told. It was a great story. It was Evil Uno finally sticking up and telling Hangman, listen, dude, you sit your ass back in the back. I'm going to show you how it's done. You want to come out here. You think that we're not good enough. You think that you never wanted to join us. Yeah. You want to shun our help, even though we've been loyal to you to the very end. Well, guess what? I'm going out there and I'm showing you what Dark Order is all about. He came up, he raised the hand, and he went to town.
Yeah.
And I loved it. Rich? He represented himself, and it was amazing.
You know what, Rich? I want to see that passion and that fire you just gave in your promos in AFW, because that's just like, that's some nice babyface shit right there.
You'll see it after Blood and Guts.
Oh, yeah. Blood and Guts. Favorite time of the year for AFW. So the schmaz, basically what happens, Mox has got a rear naked choke on him. He's completely passed out. Out comes the Dark Order, and then the bloody, bleeding Black Poop Combat Club, and then comes Paige, and it's a damn free for all. And then, of course, Moxley gets color because it's John Moxley. He has to bleed, or else he doesn't.
It's in his contract.
It's in his contract. He doesn't get paid unless he bleeds. So, Canada Dry, your thoughts on the schmaz finish?
I like that it also pointed to the heel turn of BCC, because you need them as heels.
Yeah,
you're just coming in and they're just helping their friend, and you're coming and stopping them from helping their friend who's bleeding all over the place.
Yeah,
you're a bunch of thugs.
Yeah, absolutely,
bunch of thugs.
Thug life. All right, let's go to Trey J Styles real quick. Trey J, your thoughts on the schmaz?
You remember what was that movie where like Ben Still's like, no one makes me bleed my own blood?
Oh,
Dodgeball.
Is that
yeah,
Dodgeball?
dodgeball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Moxley is the absolute opposite of that. Like he wants everybody to make him bleed his own blood. And if somebody bleeds first, he's like he'll kill himself to make sure he bleeds more.
Yeah.
So I just once again, this is one of those things that they need to have. This is what they need to kind of end next week's show with. Is just them not touching each other, but wanting to. And they want to. And it's just like, let's get there.
Yeah.
This is a match I'm honestly looking forward to because I really think there's a lot of springboard potential for everybody coming out of this match.
Absolutely. 100%. Rich, Southwood, your thoughts?
To Canada Dry's point, I think BCC kind of needs to go heel too, and I think that it's a good idea because you don't have that heel team right now in AEW that's just like violent.
Yeah.
That just will F you up. Like, you don't have that because House of Black is almost kind of in a tweener right now. So it's kind of like tweener versus tweener with them in the Elite. So you need like a kind of a heel team to just really be dicks and like really just be violent and take the fight to it.
Rich?
What?
You get that angst, that trouble between Daniel Bryan and the rest of BCC. How Bryan doesn't fit in anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he was already like playing to the crowd tonight in his promo, so that would be a good turn as well. But I think that would be a good idea. But I'm very excited to see anytime that it's going to be Texas Deathmatch. It's going to be a fun time.
Hell yeah. Texas Death Matches are awesome.
Let's go.
All right. So we are at the point where we must give number of bells and our favorite match and or segment. I'm going to go with Trey J Styles first. Trey J, number of bells and your favorite segment or match.
Favorite match, Wheeler Yuta and Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
That was the one that oh shoot, I went the wrong way. Damn it. I gotta remember we got a flip. So I was like
Fusion High.
I know what would happen if we were like one person.
Oh.
Interessante.
But definitely that match was just it set the tone for what I thought was a very solid show.
Yeah.
A little weirdly paced and some really questionable endings and some storylines that they really like, some story missed opportunities, but I can't go by what I expected or what I wanted. I got to go by what is because I'm an objective journalist.
Yeah.
Objective. But yep, as we prepare for a week where Rich Swann gets an undeserved title shot. I just want to say that with that looming on the horizon, this show definitely got a 3 out of 4 bells for me.
Okay.
And I enjoyed it. And it definitely are we doing 5?
Yes.
Oh, okay. In that case, 3.75 out of 5.
Okay.
And like I said, it's just in a lot of ways, it's just insanely. It was a great go home show for Revolution, even though we got another week to wait.
Yeah, absolutely. Rich Southwood, my liege. Go right ahead.
Thank you, my kind subject. My favorite match was also Yuta versus OC, so of course we're just like that. But that was my favorite match. I thought it was the most fun match to watch, just bell to bell, like action wise throughout. And I think my rating's higher than what Trey J's is because I enjoyed the MJF promo more. So for me, this is 4.5 bells out of 5.
Okay.
Which is the highest I've ever rated since I've been on the show.
That's true. That is true. Canada Dry.
I rate the Battle Royal as the feature of the show.
Okay.
And I just want to remind everyone that it's our clip show birthday episode Sunday. And so this is my absolute last chance to get something on the clip show.
Yeah.
You think this will make the clip show, Jeffy?
Yeah, it'll make the clip show.
Yes. Hi
Yes.
guys in the future. See you later, Aaron. I mean,
Future
Canada.
Canada Dry. How many bells, brother?
Giving it 3 1/4 bells.
Okay.
How many Green Lantern rings?
3 1/4 Green Lantern rings.
All right. My favorite moment, segment, and or match was, in fact, the MJF Bryan Danielson. Schmoz was just amazing. That promo that he delivered, and then looking at the camera and talking about his 2 kids. Oh, God, that just was so freaking satisfying. Because you got to bring Danielson down to his level.
Mhm.
You're going to have to fight dirty. You're going to have to fight not clean. You're going to have to dig deep in order to match and eventually, hopefully, try to beat MJF. And that, to me, that was a huge, 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 huge thing that happened. And so I'm going to give it 4.5 bells. I mean, for
Wow, you almost get 5.
huh?
Wow, that's the closest to 5 you've ever given it.
I know. It was a good show. It was clunky in parts, but the promos and the promos were just amazing. I mean, the Starks promo, it was just flat out on the board. Everybody's promos were on fire.
Jungle Boy thing.
Yeah, Jungle Boy. Yeah, I mean, it was an all around. It was just a great show because this is the show, and next week is what you need for people that are hemming and hawing and sitting on the fence about buying a pay-per-view. They did it. I mean, it's sold, period. So that is our show. Holy shenanigans. We have come to the end. So if you're curious about where to find all our social media links, like on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, you can go to youtube.com/effing wrestling, or now there's one link. And according to Prediction Monthly, we are the number 1 prediction league in the world. Number one, all the way up. You can go to effingwrestling.com, scroll all the way down. Our link for AFW is there. You can compete against the JFB, Canada Dry. You can go with the Lord Rich Southwood or Trey J Styles, one of the greatest, the Enlightened one. He's there. I'm telling you, it is
Wait, he can't go against Canada Dry. He's missing.
Yeah, Canada Dry. Yeah, you can't go against Canada Dry. He's gone.
Yeah, you must go against this man.
Where'd he go?
He disappeared into the ether. So if you want to, just like
hate me,
effingwrestling.com, go all the way down. That's where our links are. Now, if you really want to support the show and you kind of want to impress some people, well, there's only one way you can do it. You can blather on and on about how awesome we are, or you can show how awesome we are with the t-shirts, the I Heart AFW, the All Effing Wrestling Show.
John Morrison likes that shirt.
John Morrison loves the All Effing Wrestling shirt. He loves it. You can get the middle fingers. It's just, we have awesome t-shirts. Natalia Markova.
I don't want to do that Zerbert to her belly like a
So go to prowrestlingtees.com/effing wrestling. If you like old school wrestling, and I know that you do, you can go to prowrestlingtees.com/Adrian Adonis, where you can get all your Adrian Adonis needs. This is a guy who did a lot for the sport. Let's show him some love and support as well. On behalf of Lord Rich Southwood, Trey J Styles, and Canada Dry, holy cow, I'm the JFB.
And remember to just keep fighting.
Ding, ding, ding.
This has been an effing worldwide media production. You can find us on all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/effing wrestling. And while you're there, click like and subscribe. Want some swag? Head to our store at prowrestlingtees.com/effing wrestling. You can find all these links and much more at our awesome website, fnwrestling.com. As the JFB always says, you can book it.